2:30 in the afternoon. I'm going to head up and check out another trail that's off of a trail from a previous video. So it's the same, it starts in the same area, but it veers off in a different direction. A couple different mine sites up in that vicinity. I don't know if I'll get that far, but around 5 o'clock usually is when sunset's hitting now. So we still have a couple hours of daylight to go exploring. So like I was saying, this is the beginning of the same trail from the previous video. But I was looking on the map and it veers off and switchbacks up the mountain. And when it does that, it starts working its way pretty high pretty quick. But there's a prospect towards the top, at least on the map. That could be anything from literally a shallow digging, like surface digging, to something like I found on the other video. But it's about 3 o'clock, so I still have a couple hours of daylight. Looks like the distance itself isn't necessarily far, but it does have some massive elevation gain fairly quickly. You can probably hear behind me or beside me, it's following this cool creek drainage towards the way down. We've been having quite the warm spell recently, like I mentioned in the previous video. I think today it got to about 45. It's really odd snow conditions down here. Obviously there'd be more higher in the mountains, but in town it's all half melted already. Alright, so it came from that way. That's the direction I went in the previous video. You can kind of tell how much is melted and dropped, pretty packed. We'll be trying up this trail up here. Man, I'm shocked how much snow is melted from the trail. But we're not even that high up yet. And we're getting some cool views. This is just bizarre. The sides of the hill where they're getting direct sunshine in the middle of the day, like right here, it's almost completely bare. This is a weird year. Does not feel like February, that's for sure. Well, I had to take my snowshoes off because this patch is almost completely bare. It's just bizarre. Get some nice views though, and there's snow on the shady side over there, but having some water. According to the map, we're about halfway up right now. I was worried, or I was thinking there'd be a chance I wouldn't even find it if I got there on the app. It's snow covered, but the way it's looking right now, when we get up there, there might be exposed dirt. Be able to see something. I've had a couple people message me on what I like to always carry in the backcountry. It obviously depends on the time of year, snowshoes, bug spray, stuff like that, but I always have bear spray, a good fixed blade knife. I've got a lighter in my pocket as well as in my pack. I've got food and water in my pack, and it's usually attached by my waist belt. I just undid it here while I'm taking a break, so even in the event of something happening, I have my pack with me. Might look odd for people that live in the southern part of the US. It's 3:20 right now, Pacific time, and it probably looks like the sun's about to set, which it will at about 5 o'clock, but you lose the time in the winter, the sunshine, but man, in the summers, it's probably 9 o'clock before it gets dark, 9:30 in the dead of summer. Leaves for plenty of time for exploring. Alright, let's keep climbing up the trail. Prospects are right at the end of the trail, and arrows where we are. Whew, man, I'm telling you, it's quite a climb, but had another switchback, surprisingly. Open sky, quite a bit of snow, but another cool old logging cutout. See where it's so flat and traveled. New growth trees, probably dead ends, not even 50 yards ahead, but still cool to see. Still climbing, still awesome views. That way is to the prospects. Yet another spur. Curious where that would go, but gotta keep pressing on, press for time. 3:40, 3:48. You might be able to see through the trees there on that far ridge. This is what I'm talking about. There's just trails and tracks and fire roads for miles. Never-ending exploration. Man, just keep on climbing. That's the track that I came up. Way down in the distance, it's the snow-covered road where I parked. Cool. Massive rock outcropping right below here. Unreal. Almost there. All right. Well, the trail that I was on switched back and started going up that way. There's these down trees, which I thought maybe they had broke, but that's cut with a chainsaw. It's been dead for a while. But according to the map, it's right ahead. Let's check it out. We're climbing up this ridgeline. Alright guys, so we finally made it to the top. Bushwhacking through all that on the climb. According to my map, just to my right here is the first one. It's like I suspected, it's not going to be always an elaborate structure or timbers or stuff. This looks like it was all superficial surface prospecting. But I mean, this is a pretty open area that I'm standing on here. And it was traveled at one point to get up here, but further down, the other one is further down and up, and it's the same thing. It looks like the rocks and stuff from the hillside had been moved down onto this trail, and they did some superficial prospecting, but still always cool to be able to make it and check it off the list of ones I want to explore. I can't believe I hiked the probably half to 3/4 of it rather than snowshoe it, but it's about 4:20 right now. Sunset's at about 4:45, 4:50 according to my phone, so got about a half hour, 35 minutes or so. I'm gonna probably put the camera away so I can double time it back to the truck. I got lights in my pack and on me and flashlight and whatnot, but always better not to risk it in the dark if it's not needed. But this will be a cool one just to kind of come back to in the summer. Not as much to see, but it'd be cool if you went a little further, or if you were able to, once the snow's gone, safely climb up to that upper one and see if there's not anything like up on the top, because there's still probably another, I'd say probably 200 feet, I think is what it said on the app from where I'm standing now. So a little bit of a rise still, but I'm just gonna start heading back to the truck, and unless I see a really good view, I'll catch you guys when I get there. Made it. on the way home. Thank you guys for following along, those of you that did. Hope you enjoyed the scenery. Just another one marked off the list. Until next time, we'll head out and check out another one. Until then, you guys get out there and explore.